How you guys doing? So my name is Robert Smith. I played the role of Turner Davis in the awesome play Tears of the Soul. And with me I have a very special guest. I am truly honored to be sitting next to Mr. Cleophus Smith. How you doing today, sir?
Just fine, sir. And Thank you for those great remarks.
Absolutely. So first, I would like to ask, what did you think about the play?
The only thing I can say about the play, it was awesome.
Awesome.
As the young people say, it was off of the change, whatever that means.
That is really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Do you think it was an accurate representation of an average sanitation worker's household back then?
Yes, it was.
Good.
Yes, it was. As a matter of fact, it couldn't have been played no better.
Wow.
Couldn't have been played no better.
That's really good. That's really good. What is the one thing in the play that stood out to you specifically?
The Strat, specifically, that stood out. It was a lot more, but just that one. And we did struggle.
Wow.
Those 65 days that we was out, not having sufficient food for our families, and preachers across the city was, coming, giving donations.
Wow.
And especially the late Bishop G. Patterson, at that time was known as the young apostle Patterson. He and his wife, Sister Louise Patterson, they was in some parts of Florida on vacation, and when he heard that we had been out on strike and was struggling, they cut their vacation short and came home.
Wow.
And they contributed hundreds and hundreds of dollars to that food drive as to where we as sanitation worker would have food to carry home to our children after the marching all day long.
Wow.
And we'd go there in the evening time and they would give us rations of food.
Wow.
And we would take it, to our families, and up the next day, right back out there on the line.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is amazing to me. And that's what's strange about that, because that's the type of stuff that's not told in the history books. That's not told online when you're looking for that. So that's really good to have somebody that was there to tell you the facts of what happened and how hard it was. So let me ask you this. So how comparable is it from 1968 and everything that happened in there? They dubbed it the most turbulent time in America. How do you see America today in 2018 versus 1968?
When I look at it, compared to 1968 and 2018, I'm seeing Americans slipping backwards rather than to go forward due to the lack of, I just want to say, probably knowledge. Or either the knowledge is there and they's not exemplifying the knowledge. So we beginning to start sliding backwards.
Right.
And that's why we are trying, with like the play that y'all just had, trying to instill into the younger generations the importance of taking this dream and carrying it further. Because like I was just saying to the gentleman that was asking me about the 15 minutes of time that I had, that if we don't give it to them, then they are lost.
How are they going to get it? Absolutely.
They are lost.
Absolutely. Wow. So let me ask you this. Did you attend the first march that MLK had?
I was in every last one of them.
Wow. Yeah. So let me ask you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You mean the 50th March?
This is in 1968, the first.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
can you describe to me what the scene was like on the streets of Memphis before the first march, or before the march, and after the march, when all the violence and riots were happening? What was the scene like on the street itself?
The scenes was in the march. Dr. King was teaching and preaching to us young men nonviolence, a peaceful march, which we took heed to what he was saying and followed his instruction. But there was a group of people's Jews, I think it might have been Dagos in the downtown area at that time. When we would go out to march, they would pay these little young black boys $5 or $6 to come in and interrupt
Wow.
the march, and it made it look like we was the dirty dog.
Right.
So we wind up getting the billy clubs, the mace, the water hose, the dog sick, put on us. So those are the kind of things, that we had to go through. So it would be peaceable going out, but it would be chaos going home.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So keeping with Dr. Martin Luther King, in that last speech, where he said, "I may not get there with you." Did you? And that's one of my lines in the play. If you guys remember, it's my favorite line.
Right.
Did you think, or did you have a sense of feeling with that particular line that he did know what was going to happen to him?
No, I didn't at that time. But I was there the night that he made that mountaintop speech. I was sitting in Mason Temple, probably up on, in the second balcony on the north side of the church, which would have been looking southward and eastward from where he was standing.
Wow.
I did not know that night, but the next day, a lot of people don't know this, when he was shot, it was 3 o'clock in the evening. And in April, it's pretty daylight. I mean, pretty sun, bright.
Right.
And I heard all of the screaming and hollering going on. My wife came in and told me that Dr. King had just got shot. I was thinking I was living on Mason Street, right there by Mason Temple, in a project called Fowler Home. I was thinking that it might have been a street fight when I heard all of the hollering and screaming, and then she came in and told me. When I gets up and goes to the door, 3 o'clock in the evening, it turned pitch black.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, the porch lights on the porch, the street light out on the street, all of them popped on.
Wow.
And it was pitch black for a good 15 minutes. Memphis had a total darkness at 3 o'clock in the evening.
Wow. That is...
And it was years later before I understood that when Jesus was hanging on the cross, it got pitch black.
Wow.
And he said to his father, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And I believe that's what Dr. King said, even though he was gone. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." I believe Jesus stood up that evening at 3 o'clock to intervene, and to probably just wipe Memphis off of the map.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So I will ask my last question, and I know we're short on time, we're going to get out of here, but the last question to you is, what advice could you give the younger generation, especially young black men or young black women who feel like they need to get up and protest and stand up for rights and everything that is happening on today? What advice could you give them going forward?
I could give them this advice: you have a right to fight for your rights, but at the same time, listen to the old pioneers that has paved the way.
Wow.
And learn from them what to do to go on. That's the best I can do there.
Wow.
Yeah, is that just learn from others that knows the way, and you have a right to fight for your rights.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So for those of you that don't know, Mr. Cleophus Smith is a minister, apostle, bishop, preacher?
Just a minister.
I was going to go down the whole gambit. That is awesome. Yes. So do you want to give a shout out to your church or anything like that to let them know that they can find you in Memphis? Come on.
Let me give a shout out to my wife, Cleophus Smith, my 3 children, Shamira, Sharisha, Cherie, Love Clee, which is my son, Then Eternal Peace Missionary Baptist Church is 547 Miss Willette, and my pastor, Pastor Maurice T. Hunt. And we just want to give our shout out to them and let them know you got to go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you guys for letting us have him as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. For those of you that don't know, we share the same last name, by the way, so I'm somewhere in that shout out somewhere. We're related some way, I don't know how. But thank you so much, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, it was so good to meet you and so good to hear your story from actual eyewitness events of what happened.
And then coming back to this in closing, I and you are related because we have the same bloodline, Jesus the Christ.
Come on, facts. Facts.